Hi guys, today let's talk about some wigs. Alright guys, so I wanted to come on here today and I wanted to talk to you guys about wigs. And what I mean by that is I really wanted to talk to you guys about the different types of wigs that are out there, because not all wigs are created equal. There are tons of different kinds of synthetic wigs out there. There's different kinds of human hair wigs out there. There's just lots of different kinds of wigs and it can be overwhelming and crazy. So I really just wanted to go over some basics with you, some pros and cons of a couple different styles that I have in my collection and that I have experience with. All right, so the first one I want to talk to you guys about is the straight up synthetic wig, which means it's not heat safe. So that's a con of these wigs. It's not heat safe. It is a straight up synthetic wig. Sometimes it can have a little bit more of a shine to it. The fibers might not be as nice. A lot of these wigs are, you know, 25 bucks or less. You can find these on Amazon. You can find these on Wish, Shein. Lots and lots of places have these more affordable options when it comes to synthetic wigs. But like I said, a definite con is that you cannot put any heat on these. So you're not gonna be able to repair them and they're not gonna last you as long. One of the pros of these is you can really try out different styles and different colors and some maybe wigs that you have seen in a higher price point but you really are nervous about getting. This is kind of a great way to start out and kind of figuring out what you like and don't like. But keep in mind, you are gonna get what you pay for with these wigs, and a $20 wig is not gonna last you for a really long time. So I just don't want you to expect that out of those wigs. But again, they are great starter and learner wigs for sure. All right, next up we have the synthetic wig, but a lot of times this might be a heat safe synthetic wig. It might be a nicer fiber wig, but it's a hard front. So when I say hard front, that's exactly what it is. It has a hard rubber real like stop point when you put it on your hairline. Sometimes these can be raised up a little bit more. There is a really cool hack that I have. I'll put the video here for you guys that does help them look a little bit more natural, but that is definitely a big con on these guys. They're not gonna look as seamless and natural on your hairline, but they are, again, very great if there's styles that you wanna try out before you really commit to a more expensive version of it. If you want something that's just kind of a beach wig or something you can take on vacation, you don't have to worry about it if it gets all messed up. These are great for that. They're gonna be a little bit pricier, but they're gonna still be really, really affordable, under 35 bucks for a hard front wig. And you'll be able to get it in a lot of different styles and colors. And you can still find these in heat safe versions, but they're just not gonna have a lace front. All right, next up we got my girl right here. This is a synthetic heat safe lace front wig. So this is really the majority of what I tend to wear are these more high quality heat safe synthetic wigs. They still have really nice fiber. I can find them in all different shapes and sizes and colors. They're gonna be a little bit more affordable. They tend to kind of stay underneath that $200 mark, closer to like the $100 to a $200 mark when you're getting kind of a high quality heat safe synthetic wig. And what I mean by that is they usually can handle temperatures up to 350 degrees. Always make sure you're checking with the company that you purchase your wig from. They should have that kind of information on their website somewhere, but you always want to make sure it truly is a heat safe synthetic wig when you're wearing these. A nice thing about these too is they are lace front, so they're going to be a lot more natural looking on your hairline. I have one on my head right now. I love these wigs. They do need a little customization coming out of the box, but because of the lace front and the ear tabs and all of that stuff, you can do so many things with these. I've literally made a whole channel about it. So there are so many options when it comes to synthetic lace front wigs. And I just think that there's something that if you're not really wanting to have to put a lot of time and effort in styling and things like that into your wigs, and you're okay with getting, you know, 6 months to a year out of a wig before you have to kind of do something to it or replace it, these are definitely a great option for you. All right, next up, I want to talk about kind of a half tier up when it comes to wigs. These are kind of what I call Lux Line synthetic wigs. A lot of times they will be Futura fiber. A lot of times they will also have a ton of parting space. So this one in particular has pretty much a whole cap full of parting space. Well, the whole front half of the cap is parting space, which is really awesome. It makes it really kind of one of those wigs where you can really toss your hands through it. These do tend to run a little bit higher price point. These can go anywhere from $150 to like $400 depending on what brand you're getting them from, and depending on the combination of the hair fiber. This one too has like an extra strap in it, so depending on the features you're getting, these can vary based on, you know, company to company. Another thing these also tend to have is a much more natural, realistic hairline. They'll have what you call like HD knots or invisible knots or bleach knots. Since they're synthetic, they're not really technically bleached, but that's what they look like. And they tend to just look more natural, like they're coming out of your scalp. And again, you can really move it around like it's going to be hair. It definitely still is a synthetic wig, so it's still gonna need maintenance and love and care and special synthetic products that you would wanna use on these wigs. But if you're wanting something just a little bit more nice and luxurious and quality, this is definitely a great way to go. All right, and then next up, I'm not gonna lie to you, human hair wigs are absolutely probably the, you know, luxury when it comes to wigs in general. And even in human hair wigs, not all human hair wigs are created equal. And these can range anywhere from a couple $100 on Amazon or someplace like that, AliExpress. You can find these for a couple $100, but when you buy them for a couple $100, they're gonna need a ton of work. And then they also can go for $2,000 plus. Some of these women out there have these amazing, gorgeous, beautiful wig collections that they've created. They custom dye these wigs for people. They look like they're literally growing out of your scalp, and you are completely shocked when you see someone like moving it off their head. You would never know. And those wigs, you're paying for what you get, and they are very high quality. They're customized to you. A lot of times they're gonna be sized a lot better because they're really more catered to the individual person. And they're also a lot more geared towards, you know, medical hair loss, which means they're gonna have really nice caps. They're gonna have really nice, realistic looking knots. And these wigs are gonna be primo. I have, I think maybe 3 human hair wigs in my whole collection because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not living the life where I can have tons of human hair wigs. And I also am not someone who likes to really spend time styling my hair. And human hair wigs, one of the cons to them is you do have to style them like normal hair. If you wear a human hair wig outside and it rains, you're gonna lose the curl that you put in it, whereas with a synthetic wig, you wouldn't. So for me, I really like to throw my wig on and go, but they are absolutely amazing. And the few that I do have are so pretty, and I can really tell a difference when I wear it, like just running my hands through it, and it doesn't get as knotted up when you're doing that. And it just feels like hair. All right, so with all of these wigs, there's always gonna be a couple things you wanna keep in mind. With human hair wigs or synthetic wigs, you wanna make sure you're getting products for these. So that's also gonna be an added expense when you're factoring in, you know, the wigs that you're buying, or if you're starting out on your wig journey and you aren't really sure what you really need to get this going. You wanna make sure you get the right products. You wanna make sure you get the right brushes, the right accessories, all the things that you're gonna need to really take care of these wigs, whether it be synthetic or human hair. You're gonna wanna have the right things so that you can make these wigs last. I hope this was helpful for you guys. Again, I really just wanted to kind of go over the basics of some different kinds of wigs out there and things that I like about them and things that I, you know, kind of feel like maybe make them not so great. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.